in fact, to put a little bit of a finer point on this idea that the entirety of Christian history is this long string of apologetics of Christians explaining to each other why dad didn't come back. Because I think that this exposes a pretty deep and primal attachment wounding for humans, which is like almost kind of acknowledged within Christian theology itself, that the origin story for most Christian groups is that Adam and Eve were sent away from dad. They were sent out, they were kicked out of the garden, they were left to fend for themselves, and Christians often blame women for that process. But this rift with the divine, which is like kind of vaguely acknowledged within Christian culture, even if it's very immaturely handled and like blamed on an entire gender, this rift, though, is an important thing to notice about the psychology of Christians, because I think a lot of people like have some level of attachment trauma, specifically abandonment trauma, and specifically attachment or abandonment trauma coming from a male caretaker in their life. And what Christianity promises people is a healing of this attachment trauma. Because the stories of Christianity is like, oh, but I'm sure he loves you. He'll come back someday. He's just been delayed. God's ways are mysterious, but he's definitely going to get back to you because he totally cares about you. Like it really sounds like pretty transparently like the psychology of a child trying to explain to themselves why a key caretaker in their life may have disappeared, why they are experiencing abandonment trauma, and why it's still going to be okay. How like trying to like boost themselves up, trying to make it okay. And this kind of patching of the attachment trauma is often like referred to as limerence, that the limerent fantasies of reunion or union with an other, often they're like a romantic fantasy, but in the case of Christianity, it's both romantic and it's paternal. It's like a parental attachment, and it's like a pseudo-romantic attachment. So I feel like there's a lot of Freud in there, but I'm not qualified to comment on that. What I want to say is that the interesting thing about noticing that Christianity is a long history of apologetics is that it also exposes that the institutions or the churches that have grown up to perpetuate the stories of Christianity themselves have become a perpetuator of the abuse and trauma that makes Christianity necessary, that like is fueled by those Christian myths and stories.